show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we have to talk about dividend investing for passive income. And again, I'm doing it mobile. Yes, in the same location, but we're doing it mobile just like we did on Friday night. And I want to thank everybody for being in the house. Once again, we got a lot to talk about. The stock market has done a rebound for the day, but you guys know it's not just daily, it's not weekly. It is long-term investing is what you need to do because the price is not right. The price is going to go up. Yesterday's price is not going to be next year's price. You can forget about it. It's not going to be the next month's price either. So I want to welcome you once again to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. Please share the videos. Let other people know that we're in the house tonight, and I want to hear from you. Are you in the house tonight? Let me know. And once again, let's get into it. Once again, I am mobile. Please share the videos. Let other people know what is going on. A lot of people think that the chaos, the tariffs, they think that is very important, which it is. Then they're thinking people are getting laid off, federal employees, and that is pretty serious as well. Now there is shooting over in the Middle East. So you know what that generally means as well. There's a lot of chaos and deportations of American citizens, which is crazy. So once again, all this chaos, you know what? You don't think about money sometimes. You're thinking about your well-being. So let's get into it, shall we? Because once again, dividend investing is the way to go in 2025. Make your comments down below because I already know right here, right now. Let's get to it. Because I was giving some people, friends of mine, they mentioned, hey, I need to invest some money. I said, you know what? They're talking about CDs. 3.5, 4%, 4.75. So I'm thinking, that's real nice. But unfortunately, what can I tell you? 3.5, 4.75, 5% putting in the CD, locked up for 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, whatever the case may be. And you have no access other than you're going to have penalties trying to withdraw it before the term of the CD. I said, well, why do that? When you can have simple numbers, energy transfer, how about 7% then? If you want to keep it relatively in a small 7 to 10% range, start with ET. We've talked about this before. Then what do I say? I say, of course, JEPI, JEPQ. I said, if you want like 8%, or 7.5 to 8%, or maybe a little higher, occasionally 10%. then check out JEPI or JEPQ. So today I go, after I tell them this last night, I go today and I'm like, JEPI, 7.25%-ish, or I didn't really do the numbers, but the stock price has increased over the last couple of years, right? Now, JEPQ, because the stock market has taken a hit, the JEPQ ETF by JP Morgan went down to $53 a share. That means a yield is 10% and maybe even a little bit more for JEPQ. So I promptly bought some JEPQ today because I do like 10% to 10.25%. Just letting you guys know. All right. That's what we talk about. I like 10%. I like more. I like yield max ETFs as well. So we'll talk about that here shortly. But first, we have post-retirement travel in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And I thank Post-Retirement Travel for being here once again. I appreciate your support. And also, you know what? Mr. Worldwide is here. Post-retirement travel just came back from his South American tour. Now he's about to go to the Caribbean and the EU zone, I believe it is, this next time and starting in the next month. So Mr. Worldwide earns his title. And thank you so much. Post-retirement travel, you see his icon on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. So click his icon so you can subscribe to his channel, because he's going to load up some videos and pictures and things like this on his travel zone, drone shots, I hope. So I got to break out my drone and go practice, because I've never done anything that has to do with toggle switches like gaming and any drone things. I have never done in over 30, 40 years. So therefore, it's going to be very interesting. I've had the drone for months. I just hadn't pulled it out yet because I was actually trying to be like a little kid, do it in the house and not know what I'm doing. How was that, right? Crash, bang, boom. That was funny as hell. But nonetheless, we got to have a little adventure every now and then. But check this out. I see post-retirement travel, but go sign up, subscribe to his channel here on YouTube. And also, we're on Instagram. Some of you guys are watching us now. We're on Instagram. Go over to Post-Retirement Travel on Instagram as well. Show some love. Go over there. Show some love for Stop Struggling Now as well. Thank you so much. I can smell a stock market rebound coming soon. You better get back into the game. I am buying daily. Very simple. Cost dollar averaging. And he has something to say. We've been talking about this for years, ladies and gentlemen. You got to be in it to win it. Don't miss Wednesday's live stream, because on Wednesday, I'm actually going to pull up the chart that shows people, if you would have missed just a short sliver of being in the market, trying to time the market, then you would have missed out on 20, 30, 40, 50% more gains over the last 100 years. There is a thing such as dollar cost averaging, always investing in the stock market, because you cannot time it. Let's just get serious right now, all right? There's no way. We want dividends that you're going to win, and you're going to try and have your stocks uphold their stock price, so that way you're liquid. You automatically get dividends every month, every quarter, every week, if you're lucky enough to do that. And yes, JEPI, JEPQ, and FEPI are very consistent with their dividends. That's right. We're talking about not high risk, high rewards. We're just trying to get that 7 to 10% range that gets you much, much better than leaving your money in a bank. Much, much better than a duffel bag of cash sitting in the ground. Much, much better than a CD. Because once again, I told the story on Friday. It's like when you're sitting there and people are earning 4%, 5%, and they're going, well, I left it in a CD. You're sitting there. I'm like, that's crazy, because it's not liquid and it's in a CD. 5%. We all know inflation is higher than 5%. So you can forget that. So I'm trying to get to 10%, because if the federal government says something like inflation is 2.5 or 2.8 or 3%, forget about it. It's really probably double that and sometimes triple that. So I use 10% as a marker, as close as I can get to 10%. And if I can get over 10%, then it's even better. And so there are ways to get over 10%, but make sure you have your pen, pad, and paper ready tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because just like right now, JEPI, JEPQ, and FEPI are very consistent with their dividends from post-retirement travel. The point I'm trying to make is you never know what somebody's going to say on these live streams that you need to go check out. And by the way, I need to check out FEPY myself. I got to go check this out because, in fact, I got two things going. It's good enough. I have, I think I have, yes. I'm able to do my mobile and I can actually do a hotspot so I can go look at some things on the screen. FEPI, which I am not in, by the way, I'm going to go look right now. What was that? Oh, it it did Jeppy for me. That's funny. Here we go. All right. Now I have to go look. Let's see. Distributions. Okay, they're using the word distribution. I don't know what that means. How often does FEPI pay dividends? Oh my. FEPI has a dividend yield of 30% and paid $13.14 per share in the past year. Now, as you guys know, past economic information does not mean the future will be the same. Now, if it's $13.14, that of a share, that means that the share price has to be 3 times that at least. So it must be around 50. It's got to be somewhere like 50 or $60, I would imagine. Let's go see, ladies and gentlemen. I have to go look it up because, again, I can't tell. Let's see. Stock price. Let's go see. $44 is what the stock price is. So there you go. And what I'll do is this, because I don't know what they said the dividend is 30%. How do you figure that? You go $13, I think it was 40 cents or something like that. And then you divide that by the stock price, which is $44.10 today. So that gives us a yield of 30%, 30.38%. So that's right there on the market. So that does not seem like a bad idea. Now, what's been happening over the last year? 55 dropped down to this 44, 20% decline, but reinvesting more shares. So now you have more dividend money. Share prices went down. Long as they keep giving out dividends, we're good. So these are the same type of things that you have to look at when you are thinking of my favorites and our favorites, Yield Max ETFs. It's that simple. Now, don't make investments without studying yourself. Just because we invested, somebody else invested, you hear a good story, do not do anything without your own research. All right? It's that simple. Check this out. Post-retirement travel, giving us some nuggets. He says FEPI is paying 98 cents dividend per share. Each share is $44.10. FEPI's top holdings include Apple, Microsoft, Adobe, Netflix, Amazon, Meta, which is Facebook, Google. These are the top guns. Exactly. That's kind of what a lot of people would say that you should be invested in. That's an S&P 500 overload, quite frankly, with some of the tech stocks. And this generally is what pops at the moment. Tech stocks are always the ones that can pop up real quick, real fast, just like NVIDIA. It went from like I can't even remember last week, 107, 113. I can't even remember. Then I look up and it's 118, 119. Then I look up, it's 116. It's all over the map. It's a investor's dream, quite frankly, especially if you do any type of market trading. It's beautiful. And he has to remind us, he says, look at the lifetime. Also, FEPI's lifetime performance return has been 18.45%. This makes it a beauty to hold. Exactly. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen. See, this is the type of thing that you have to look for nuggets. You have to understand what you're investing in. Dividend investing is passive income. All you have to do is go night night. You also have to do risk. There's just no way around it. Anytime you invest in anything, it's a risk, and which means there's a chance of an L. But you try to minimize those L's, and FEPI, if they continue along that path where they're doing 18.45, okay, that's fine. But if they're doing 30% like they did last year, that's ahead of their curve. So what's the net going to be? I don't know. But nonetheless, that's for you to decide what you should do. Now, let's get to our star lineup, the ones where you get every week, ladies and gentlemen. Also, FEPI's lifetime performance return has been 18.45%. This makes it a beauty to hold. Exactly. Now, if you can't do the salsa dance, I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, here's what's happening. You should be taking advantage of dollar cost averaging more than ever. There's stocks going up, they're going down. You need to understand something that's pretty basic, but a lot of people may not think this way. I think this way. I know how much my cost average is for each stock, right? If I wake up and I see that the stock is below my average, I buy more. Post-retirement travel, he looks up and he says, it's my time to buy more shares of stock. Both of us do the same type of thing, but a little bit differently. Not everybody's going to invest the same. That means you don't have to invest the same as me, invest in post-retirement travel, as like Mr. Dividend, all these guys, right? So what you got to understand is whatever works for you. I like waking up and going, hey, I have this stock for $50 a share, and then I see it at $47.50. I'm like, okay, time to buy some more. Because if you believe in the stock, then why are you going to try to buy more when the price is way more, even though that's what you probably should do if you're on a schedule. But if you're not on a schedule like me, I just look up and I'm like, wait, this is below my average. I want to drop my average lower. Why? Because I have a lot of dividend stocks. So if something falls below my average, I'm buying. It's that simple. For all I know, it could actually go down to zero. But the point I'm trying to make is dividends are coming every week, every month. That's what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, because you're going to have to generate income plus whatever your job is or your retirement is. You're going to have to do it unless you go on the Mr. Worldwide tour and you decide, I think I'm going to move to a different country that costs half price. How you like that? If America turned into it cost half price, how many of you would be okay? I'm pretty sure everybody's hand would go up. That would be me. I'm good. That's what we're trying to do out here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you're going to be good no matter if it turns out to be half price or if prices continue to rise, which is most likely in a capitalist, semi-capitalist society. So all I can tell you is you need to figure out ways to make more money. All right? Make more money. Bingo, says post-retirement travel. He says, that's exactly what I do. I check SPY, QQQ, and VOO daily and buy every time they fall below my cost average. This gives me an upside when doing option covered calls, meaning more premium. Exactly. I love it. Talk about strategy. This is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody has their own strategies. And this is exactly, he does the same thing. It's not on a like a every week I'm buying I'm just like, I'm like, hold up. It's below my average. I'm buying more. And by the way, I'm loving VOO. In fact, I'm loving all of the indexes. SPY, QQQ, VOO is a Vanguard total market, stock market. VOO is an old standby. And then again, I started adding others. I always talked about VOOG. Then VOOV, which I've never talked about. Then I mentioned other things. Just check out the Vanguard group. The reason why they're very popular, along with BlackRock, is these guys have their hands and fingers in damn near every corporation that is anything worth its salt. they are actually like buy up so many shares because of their ETFs in all of the major companies. And these guys have a low cost to investors for their ETFs generally. So this is why VOO is always on most investors' list. And who doesn't like anywhere from 8% to 14 or 15% annually, right? I mean, the stock price increase, the ETF increases every now and then. They'll send you a few dividends. So just keep all that in mind. All right. So let me see. Where's my camera at anyhow? I don't even know where my camera's at on this thing. All right. Well, tonight it looks like I'm looking ahead, but I can't tell, quite frankly. I don't know where my camera is. It's either on this side or is it on this side? It looks like it's straight ahead, but I know it's not. But oh well, here we go. Once again, nobody is coming to save you, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a biblical reference. This is nobody's going to give a damn if you have no insurance and no health care and no money in your bank account. Now, once you understand that fact, other than your immediate family members and friends, but if everybody is looking for a lifeline, and the lifeline keeps getting dragged, it's almost like when you're out there swimming, right? And somebody's out there drowning. But when you get out there, they start trying to climb on your shoulders to get out of the water so they can breathe. Meanwhile, you're down there like, hey, I gotta eventually come up. Yeah, we're both gonna drown out here. That kind of thing. Those are the things you have to think about from a real life perspective. You don't know what your friends, family, neighbors, anybody's financial situation is. And if you need help, you may not be able to get help. So therefore, you have to start preparing. You have 1 year, 9 months to buy assets, get rid of liabilities, get your credit at the top notch level you can get just as a bailout. And by the way, I don't have anything down below in the description box yet, but I will since I have my computer here, but I can't do it on the mobile phone. So therefore, I can't put these in, but make sure you get your open up a brokerage account. Make sure you get your free shares of stock if you're going to do that. I don't know why you wouldn't. Robinhood and Webull, and that's the only ones. I'm not a part of the Moo or Momo group and all that, but nonetheless, at least get your stocks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your brokerage account set up. Also, think about getting your trust in order. Revocable living trust. Make sure you get that in order, ladies and gentlemen. All right, consider it. Don't be out here doing crazy stuff. What do I mean by that? Let me explain something to you. Let's just say you have a life of ruin. You can have a trust that is its own entity because that's what it is. You hold all your assets in there. You never have to worry about anybody taking it away. And at the same time, you can actually make money in the trust, keep it in the trust, and be like the JP Morgan family. It's that simple. All right. We're going to be talking about this coming up probably in April or at the end of this month, because hopefully I have Darcy here with me and then we can talk about it and we'll talk about setting it up and doing some things for you. And I'll see, so you guys understand, because right now is another person. So my mom did a will, just so everybody understands. You want to hold some of these assets so you can roll them over? Why are you working your ass off just to get rid of everything from a will's perspective? Because basically, the will puts in play whatever you say in your will, somebody can contest. Well, you may say, okay, I don't care about the contest, but see, here's the problem. If somebody contests, you have to go get a lawyer. Your lawyer says, that'll be $5,000 first. If I have to go to court, now you're going to have to go to court if somebody contests. Well, then you're going to owe me X amount of thousands more. Well, it's an unlimited amount. So now you have people fighting amongst themselves for assets that they didn't earn, they didn't work for, but they're willing to fight over it, and everybody's wasting money when it should be staying in the family. It's that simple. The money should not be going to lawyers, right? It should be staying in the family. So why are you putting your family in that position by not having a trust and setting it up properly, right? Making sure assets stay there and the court has nothing to do with it. Because if the court and lawyers have anything to do with your estate, trust me, they're trying to figure out how to extract more money from you and more money from the estate. That's their job. All right? Keep that in mind. So, Joe Nay, another investor's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline, how is everybody doing on this Money Making Monday? Everybody's doing great. We're doing better that we have another investor, Joe Nay, here. Thank you so much for being here, man. Greatly appreciated on this Monday, this Money Making Monday, because a lot of people got their dividends on Friday. We talked about on Friday. J Mag. I mean, Y Mag, YMAX, YMAG. We talked about it. IWMY. We talked about it. You guys have options to get paid every Friday from dividends. Now, sure, it might be 17 cents a share. It might be 15 cents a share. It might be 20 cents a share, but it adds up, ladies and gentlemen. Buying more shares of stock on somebody else's dime or a company's dime, I like it. Every week, we love it. It's a beautiful thing. So keep it going, I'm hoping. And all you got to remember is you got to do it. Now, where was I? I was getting ready to put into the description box down below. I'm getting ready to put in Robinhood and Webull links. So then this way, people can get free shares of stock, download both. Why one? Download both. I don't understand why people would, but now you can now refresh your screen, go down below in the description box and go, oh, wait, no, I can't. Uh-oh, hold on a second. Looks like I have a problem. We have a problem, Houston. Oh, they're saying they can't save me. They can't save me, they're saying. Oh, I don't know why. That's very interesting. Well, that's interesting. This is different, I guess. It's saying, sorry, we can't save, so scratch that. But nonetheless, we have other things I need to do back here in the back office. Now, dividend investing is very, very important because you got to recession proof yourself. Just keep in mind, recession proof. Now, this is why when we talk about SPY, QQQ, VOOG, when we start talking about ETFs, JEPI, JEPQ, we've already talked about, those are ETFs. The stock market goes down, they possibly can go down. Banking stocks, they go down, it could possibly go down. There's just no way around it. So, yeah, I can't. This is weird. I can't do anything. Oh, my. This is strange. All right. Well, can't do anything in the background. Unable to save. Am I in the right place? I'm in the right place, right time. They're not showing any love over here, ladies and gentlemen. YouTube. No love now from YouTube. I'm one of the bad guys. I like being on the bad list. It's always funny being on the bad guys list for helping people. I must be doing something in the background. But nonetheless, with your help, who's here, thank you so much for trying to help people as well, because we know what's happening. I gotta do a few things right now. Just a second, because I'm sitting here like this is crazy. It's saying they're not, but it looks like they are. It looks like they are. So I think it is saving my stuff. All right, now shall we keep going? Because we haven't even gotten to the Max ETFs and some of the things that's going to happen. What do you think about Bitcoin and Ethereum right now? That's a question you need to ask yourself. If you think that they are going to go up or stay level, then if you think they're going to stay level or go up, either one of those alternatives Shouldn't you receive some dividend money? I think so. So why would you not look at MSTY? If you want to invest in MicroStrategy as a company that buys Bitcoin, MSTR, okay. But if you want to do MSTY, that's a yield max ETFs, which gives a dividend every month, you might want to consider, because that would have a holding price as well as giving hefty dividends from all the option calls and premiums off of those that they will receive to distribute to the investors. That is pretty cool. CONY, which is Coinbase, as long as there's volatile activity, there's a lot of trading going on, a lot of activity, and some more option calls. So therefore, you're going to have a nice little dividend compared to the stock price. So just giving you an idea, whatever stock that you think is going to be volatile, that's also another opportunity to make investments, because option money paid by Yieldmax ETFs, paid by the Defiance Group, a few companies have this strategy where they're doing option income trading premiums, and that's what they're distributing to their shareholders through their ETFs. They're not investing in the actual stock themselves. So they're not buying MSTR, for instance, in the case of Yieldmax ETFs. They're just doing the options, premiums, and they're distributing it. So this volatility is great for investors. When it stays level, not so great, because you're not going to have a lot of options and covered calls and things like this happening. So you're going to maybe feel a different way. But hey, if somebody says, I'll give you 40 or 50% on dividends, and the stock price can stay level or maybe even go up, I'm all in. So yes, that's why I'm talking about MSTY, and I'm talking about MSTR, which is MicroStrategy is MSTR. But they don't give out dividends on MSTR. That's the difference. MSTY, you have dividends. CONY, you have dividends. Coinbase does not give out dividends, but CONY by Yieldmax ETFs gives out dividends. So look at that as well. Another opportunity is right there. Now, if you like tech stocks are on a rock and roll ride right now. Once again, if you're doing option trading, then that means you're probably doing great, because you're going to have the Microsoft, the Teslas, the Apples, all these guys are fluctuating. So therefore, a lot of trades are happening. But again, if you can get dividends from those trades that you're not even doing, where are you, ladies and gentlemen? Think about it. That's passive income that you could be picking up. So you like this volatility. You like us having to go to war over in the Middle East with Yemen, right? You know what oil's going to do in this case. And the talk is revving up with Iran. So you know there's going to be volatility in the oil markets as well. So now how can you win? How can you take a piece of this? Again, you should be signing up for these financial news and update networks, and therefore you can make moves financially. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're the CEO of your life. Therefore, act like it. This is what's funny to me and always has been funny. A person works at a job, right? The boss, you're a representative of the company. You don't own the company. You're just a representative. You're an employee. Somebody comes in to try to hurt the business. You want to defend the business. Somebody tries to rob the place. Most of the time, people feel like I should stop the person from robbing me. What I find very interesting is people will do all of that working for somebody else to make them a lot more money. Sure, you make a nice salary, but you're willing to stick up for the corporation, stick up for their financial well-being before you actually will do your own financial well-being. Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. You have 1 year, 9 months left. You're going to have to start figuring out, are you going to be safe financially. That is number one. If you don't have money and a place over your head, you are going to be in serious, serious situations. So, this is why it's very, very imperative while you have the funds, if you can make investments and get some of this dividend money coming in, this passive income coming in, you have to consider putting something down there. Real estate market, that's nice. But in my eyes, I just have to call it like I see it. Real estate market should be coming down. Why? Nobody has money. That's there's several reasons, but number one, for me, it's very easy. 70 to 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Nobody can go out here and buy a new house. You don't have the debt to income ratio. Now, if they go back to 2006, 2005, 2007 type of, we don't give an F about giving out mortgage loans, okay, then that means people will be able to buy homes that should not be buying homes, which will drive the price up. But ultimately, that's still going to make it crash. So either way you slice it, it's going down. That's just the way I look at it. So if you're going to be selling a house, I would advise you should put it on the market already. Already it should be on the market. And I was talking with a friend of mine yesterday, and they have some new wild stuff going on where you have a buyer side and a seller side. And I'm just like, what is this chit chat about? Look, I'll say it again. If I'm buying a house and somebody tells me, Eric, you're going to pay the real estate agent's fees, I'm going to be like, I'm not. When I buy a house, I say, okay, no matter how you slice it, I try to make the seller pay the fees. Of course, the seller's going to be like, hell no, you pay the fees. Now, again, if I'm a buyer, I say, okay, 50-50. Let's call it a day. If I'm a seller, I say, no, the buyer should pay all the fees. They're buying it. And I'm pretty much hard and fast on that because you have to buy from me. I have the leverage. I can say, next up, who's going to come by? I don't have to accept your offer. If you want to buy the house, you're going to be paying for the closing costs. You're going to be paying for all the fees. I don't care. You're paying my real estate uh, professional, and you going to pay yours if I'm selling. I look at things two different ways. If I'm buying, yeah, I'd like the seller to pay, but the odds are slim to none. 50-50, most of the time they say yes. But when I'm selling something, it's like, no, 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 no. They're paying for everything. Otherwise, get somebody else. That's pretty much how I do it. So just giving you guys an idea on how you're going to have to operate. CEO of your life. And yes, we have the gear called that as well. Go check it out at stopstrugglingnow.com. Order yours today. Limited sizes available, not only in black, but other colors. Now, today is another day of the rest of your life, ladies and gentlemen. And let me know what you guys are planning out here. If everything is going according to little hard times financial, if we get into a serious altercation over Yemen in the Middle East, retaliatory tariffs, we have tariffs, which means if we have tariffs, that means products coming into the United States is going to cost more. So you can forget that. Oil and gas is going to cost more if we have a problem in the Middle East. Jobs are not going to be readily available that are livable wage jobs. What do you think's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? You tell me. All right. I want to hear from you. All right. Post-retirement travel. He gives an update. Interest rates came down a little. That's correct. Home prices have also come down. That's right. I noticed it on Zillow. Exactly. We're selling our Georgia home and we'll be getting less money, still hoping to do a 1031 exchange. I like it. I like the 1031 exchange part, but I think you pretty much got your money's worth out of that property. I know you like that income coming in, but 1031 exchange, well, I have no problem with that either. That means you get to roll up and you avoid any tax scenarios. But and in this case, it may be the best thing, trying to avoid the paying the taxes on it. That probably would be a good idea at this point. Why take a loss, right? Because we all know what's going to happen with home prices. There's going to be a fallback, and then they're going to eventually, whether it's 3 years from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, they'll reduce the interest rate, and then there'll be a buying spree to go above what happened about a year and a half ago. So either way, because we devalue currency, prices always have to go up. But the older the home is, the more maintenance and upkeep is going to be required. That's generally how it works. So it's a trade-off. What are you going to do? So there you go. I've been, for family members and anybody, I've just been saying, why are you, just sell it? Why are you even trying to do anything crazy? Just sell it. Because again, I say sell it when you have extra homes, which is the case. Not one. One home's different. Extra is a whole nother ballgame because it costs so much to live in America. It's outrageous. It really, really is outrageous. So I'm glad to hear, yeah, interest rates are going to come down a little more too, by the way. The problem is trying to find an investment home here in Orlando or Tampa for a reasonable price. That's the challenge. Oh, post-retirement travel. I was talking to my man from Orlando yesterday, and he's selling his home. In fact, he's doing just what everybody's talking about. You know what he says? He says, I'm thinking about Alicante in Spain. I said, man, I've heard that before. He said Seville, too. I said, I heard that one before, too. I started laughing. I was like, hey, man, we had people talking about this, trying to maybe do that 2, 3 years back, and even right now. Um, yeah, he's looking for an exit as well. He's like down in Panama, looking in Panama as well. And that's why I actually called him because I wanted to find out what was going on in Panama. And he says it's just like other places. He said there's the expats where they live are nice. And then as soon as you go out of the neighborhood, it's, like third world country. Well, I said, damn, I don't want that. I'd rather take the EU zone personally. Spain wouldn't be all bad. And he's telling me in Alicante, he found a condo. I don't know what size though. I didn't get that, but he found a condo that has beach view and he says $800 per month. I was like, oh my, that sounds like a winner to me. 800 a month. Are you serious? Right. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Whether it's a 1 bedroom, I wouldn't care. I'm telling you, that is 800 a month. Are you serious right now? Compared to 2,000 a month for a 1 bedroom, 1,800 a month for 1 bedrooms in major cities in America or more. So yeah, 800 a month. I was like, oh my God, Alicante it is. So he's checking that out. So I was like, glad you've been listening because that's what I've been telling people for 5 years and a half. 5.5 years we've been talking about buying property outside the United States because you never know what's going to happen in a certain country. No matter, even if you're not from America and you live in Canada, you should be doing it. Even if you lived anywhere, you should be doing alternatives because this planet has warped people, warped governments, governments that are doing something that really doesn't help their citizens. They would rather be on the battlefield threatening each other's countries than to actually go, hey, man, why do we even need to do that? Why aren't we all trying to be humans? But that's not going to happen. History of humans is I got to control something. I have to tell everybody else what to do. That's the history of humans. So unfortunately, we're never going to have any place that's going to be truly safe from enemies. That's how it's going to be, unfortunately. And so this is going to be very interesting over the next 1 year, 9 months. The reason why I keep saying 1 year, 9 months, in case you're new here, it's very simple. It's because that's when I think you need to make sure you have everything ready. Real estate outside the US in our case. I'm going to stick with USA because that's where 99.9% of people watching are from because it does not go outside the USA. So you need another property outside the USA, preferably in a tourist location, preferably in a safe environment, preferably where costs are at least half price. And some people would be like, what do you mean? That's damn near 80% of the other countries in the world. There's plenty of spots. So don't act crazy. All right. There's plenty of spots to live where the quality of life is great. The cost of living is half or more. And so therefore, take your pick. Just do your research. All right. Because a duffel bag of cash is not going to be good enough. And also you need a jurisdiction that is regulated. Banks, the country isn't corrupt, so to speak. But then who am I to say anything when the United States is corrupt? Come on. I mean, this is crazy what I'm saying right now. When you can bribe senators, when you can bribe our congressmen and representatives, and that's legal. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. So just be careful, ladies and gentlemen, out there, and consider. Yes, USA is the best place because you have everything you're accustomed to. Other places you may not be accustomed to their way of life, which is, the way it is. But in America, you feel comfortable because there's grocery stores. You don't have to go hunting, for food and porridge and all that. You know that you have a running water. You have bathrooms and you have showers and tubs and all that. You have a sewer system. And you can drink the water in about 90% of the states in the United States, right? So these are the type of things that you don't even think about. But on the other side of the fence, you go down and get some food. The food in America is tainted versus food outside of America because they don't allow the same bad chemicals in the food. It's banned in countries that the United States government allows us to eat. It's banned. So therefore, our companies in the United States have to change their formula when they sell outside the USA and a healthier product. That is a travesty for United States citizens. So yes, harmful content. I guess that's what we're going to call this from now on, right? Telling the truth is harmful content. All right. That's why the food tastes different when you leave the country, because all those preservatives and all these color dyes and all this chemical stuff is not the same when you leave to other countries. And so without that, you don't have the flavor, you don't have the taste. And so what do? You're sitting there in Australia like me, and I'm like, man, what's up with the no spices? No, I'm like, what's wrong with the food here? I'm like, this is like London or something. What the hell's going on around here? Then I'm like, oh, damn it. Oh, that's right. They don't have the steroids. Damn, they don't have the hormones and the steroids and all that to make the chicken and the cow and all these things much bigger and much different chemical makeup. So the food don't taste the same. I'm like, where's the salt? Where's the pepper? Where's the damn anything, please? It's crazy right now. That's what you have to remember, ladies and gentlemen. When you don't leave the country, you don't understand what real food tastes like. Seriously. All right, Paul Castillo in the house. Another investor is here. I love it on Money Making Monday. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday, Paul Castillo. And he says his tagline, good evening. I just got back from Orlando today. I rented a night there and prices were really low when I was searching online compared to a year ago. That's right, Paul Castillo. That is exactly right. You know why it's lower? It's because, okay, there's several factors. Once again, remember, Airbnb is on the stock market now. So there's a bunch of factors in the background. They have changed their algorithms. I'm going to say it again. They have changed their algorithms just like any other platform. You have to remember, they're doing what Google and everybody and Amazon and all those guys do. They push forward who they want to push forward now. Before, it was like a level playing field. Everybody's stuff showed up. Now, a lot of people's stuff is hidden. So now you don't have as many people all excited about being on Airbnb because they're not getting a lot of activity. So some people aren't like 4.8, 4.9, 5.0 type of hosts. And so now they are actually, again, doing what Google does. Pay me. Well, I shouldn't say pay me because I don't think that's a thing yet. But all I'm trying to say is back in the day, remember everybody said, I can put you up on the first page on Google by doing messing around with the algorithm in the background. That's the same type, similar things they're doing. They're messing around with the algorithm. So a lot of people do not have 50, 60, 70% type of rental rates. They've dropped off. So you have a lot of people that are like, I don't even hardly have anything open available. I don't care no more. So that's why you're going to have a drop in price, in my opinion. I was just waiting for this to happen because now you have everybody and their grandma trying to rent out something on Airbnb, VRBO, and other short-term platforms. So it would not surprise me if prices continue to slide a little bit. And I noticed prices slid in some locations as well, even though we had all-time highs like 2 years ago and last year, but this year, not so much. But next year, I'm going to give you guys a little something like the Sundance Music Festival, which I've talked about endlessly for the last 5 years. I always give story. But here's the thing. The Sundance Film Festival starts the middle of a Wednesday. So usually it's the Martin Luther King weekend. And then that week, midweek on Wednesday is when the Sundance Film Festival starts. So call it around the 22nd, 23rd or something like this, right? So Marriott Summit Watch is downtown. This is one everybody wants to stay at because it's on Main Street. This is where a lot of stars and superstars or people that's in the music, not music, but movie business. And whether they're an actor or actress, but I mean directors, I mean, who stays it there? Because you can just walk out and you're on Main Street for all the activities and you can have lock off rooms. And so what Marriott has done last year, well, this year, I should say, for a 2-bedroom unit, they were charging $1,300 per night plus tax. You want to know how much a Marriott vacation ownership timeshare week is? It's like $1,200. Marriott themselves is charging $1,290 this year per night plus tax. So it came out to, I don't even know, 1,400, 1,500. Insanity. I just looked up next year, 2-bedroom, $1,690 per night to stay at Marriott Summit Watch during Sundance Film Festival. I was just like, this is getting out of control right now. This is absurd. I just can't believe it. Somebody's going to pay over $10,000 to stay in a 2-bedroom lock off, but lock off doesn't really matter. The 2-bedroom sleeps 8, and it's $1,690 per night during Sundance. That's how much they've raised the price. $300 to $400 per night after taxes. Damn near $2,000 a month, a night. So you can imagine if you have access, like I do, you can imagine next year the owners are going to want 8,000 because they're going to go, okay, 8,000 or pay Marriott 12. I mean, this is absurd. I'm sitting there like in disbelief. I'm sitting there like, oh, hold up. How can I get in on this game plan? But I can't. So because what happens is a lot of the owners, they booked up that week. So now they have it on platforms, Airbnb, this, that, and the other, where they're going to be charging 800, 900 per night. Rightfully so. I don't know if I would do that, but that's what they're doing. I would have tried to have 3 weeks. As strategy goes, I would have 3 weeks or 4, and I would just tell somebody, give me like 5 G's for the week, because then I would just sell them real fast. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that this year. So now I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Negotiate, talk to some of the owners and stuff like that. This is what we have to do right now. Post-retirement travel. I'm glad you were in. How far were you from the parks? There you go. Great. Just curious, where did you rent? Was it in an Airbnb or hotel? How far were you from the parks? What was the nightly rate? We all want to know that because that's going to matter. Sooner or later, the situation with Orlando, all these traction places, the prices have to come down. How do people go to Disney and pay damn near for a family of four a day or even a 3-day pass? You're already at $1,500 for three people. Family of four is going to be at like 2 G's. It's incredible. Incredible. It's outrageous. Biz Nessa is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Biz Nessa, Seamless Genius in the house. Hey, boss and SSN fam. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. Very happy to see you in the house. Thank you so much. And speaking of Biz Nessa, how could I forget? Because she reminded me with the BBB, beachfrontjava.com, ladies and gentlemen. Beachfrontjava.com, our own Professor Auntie Val and family. You got to go order. And don't forget, before you order, use promo code SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word. You heard me, SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word. Why? Because after your first order, you receive a discount for life. That's right. SSN Lifestyle promo code. Now, I know some of you are going, Eric, I have Keurig. She has it. Some of you are going, I like fine ground because I love my espresso. She has it. Some of you are saying, I want the drip ground. She has it. Some of you are saying, oh, forget all that. I like to ground down my own beans. So she has it. Whole beans. Half-pound bag to 5-pound bags, always Ziploc fresh. So go over there and show some love. Coffee, ladies and gentlemen. And tea, by the way. That's right. Can't leave out the tea lovers. There's tea lovers. You know that's good for your body and soul. And so is coffee, actually. Don't let it get misunderstood about the health benefits of both. Now, where are these beans made at? Central America, South America, Africa, and Indonesia. The best locations in the world. So you know it's going to be top notch. Yes. How's our Auntie Val doing? I got to order again. Delicious coffee. Yes, I just ordered mine. She's doing great from what I understand. So, everybody's in the lab right now. Also, what do you guys think about that missing student in the DR? Not good. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Here's the thing. The American citizen and the American girl out playing 3, 4 in the morning, and the dude doesn't come back. It's all sketchy. This has Natalie Holloway written all over it again, but this time is different than Aruba. This time, it's actually not a Dominican citizen or a person that lives there, as far as we know, but that doesn't mean anything. See, that's the point. The guy, in my opinion, is lying. Clearly lying because, like I said, there is no way on this planet that an innocent person, if something did happen, if we're out there doing something stupid like trying to swim in the water after people drowned last month, 5 people, and you know this, and you're going to be out there at 3, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning when it's dark. Now, a person goes missing, like, hey, where are you at? And you hear nothing. You know what you're going to be doing. You're going to be yelling and screaming. Then you're going to run up to the RIU security. Hey, man, I think somebody's drowning or I can't find them. I need some lights. I need some camera. I need some action. Do we got anything, man? I need your help. That's what you would be doing. You wouldn't be walking in at 7, 3, 4, 5 hours later like nothing happened. Oh, yeah, I think last time I saw her, the water was up to her knees. You ain't saying no crap like that. I'm just like, that is real, real crazy. Crazy stuff right there. So he's number one suspect on my list. Let's just put it this way. He ain't leaving. If I'm the authorities, you might as well just stay here. You ain't leaving. All right. Here we go. Paul Castillo, Victor Morrell. I rented Howard Johnson at near Disney Springs through Expedia. It was just one night. Okay, Paul Castillo. I'm going to have to revoke your license, man. What do you mean you paid $100 a night for Howard Johnson? What are you saying right now? Are you serious? Come on, man. That's against the rules. You couldn't find any place that was better than that? Come on. Okay, maybe Howard Johnson. What you know what? They used to have a Howard Johnson in Orlando that was awesome. Oh man, but they let it run down. It was one of the baddest Howard Johnsons I've ever seen in my life. Waterfalls, uh, cakes, and oh man, it was awesome. But it's ran down because of a hurricane situation. But it was badass. So maybe this one is too. Um, yeah. Oh, I lost it. Yeah, it's tricky. You got that right. Cause he wasted like her. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. It's ridiculous. I got this thing. It's not working right. But anyhow, yeah. I don't know what wasted means. All I do know is if you're out there drinking and intoxicated and you're in the water, that is like okay, you're under the influence. You do stupid stuff. But again, even when you're drunk, now you claim that you what fell out. I mean, you got out the water, didn't see the person. I'm drunk and I just laid on the beach and what for 3, 4 hours, and nobody came by at dawn and said, "Hey, you okay?" Or I mean, come on, this is crazy. This is crazy right now. I'm not believing the dude, and that's just what my opinion is. But who knows? Maybe if we, as far as I know, I haven't been tracking it, but I'm pretty sure what he was saying and the way he was talking. I'm like, you're not going to find it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. Wasted, aka drunk. Yeah, exactly, exactly. He's drunk, all right. He's drunk, and he's going to go in the water. Yeah, okay. Again, I'm not buying the story. I'm drunk. I'm in the water, but now my this person I'm with is missing, and I'm still gonna do what? Go lay down on the beach for a few hours and be like, she'll show up. I'm like, that's crazy right now. And further, and I'm gonna say something else that's wild to me. I don't know about you guys, but there is no way, no time, no how that I'm ever gonna be drunk at the beach at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. That is never going to happen. In a foreign country, I don't think so. That will never happen. I don't understand how that even could be a thing. I'm just like, what do you mean? Okay, you were drinking and her friends just leaving her there? I'm like, what kind of, I don't even get none of this. None of it. None of it. The student disappearance in Punta Cana is very concerning. Too many versions of how everything went down and out there. I am surprised at the lack of surveillance videos. That will change pronto, exactly. That's the other thing I was thinking. Post retirement travel. That's my first thought. I was like, are you serious? You don't have cameras out on the beach in the DR. I was like, holy crap. All of these multi-million-dollar corporations and places whose whole thing is it safe at the resort, and you're telling me you don't have cameras showing at the beach? Are you serious? That right there is something to be said, because that's the other thing I was thinking. I was like, that is like negligent all the way around. I got a multi-million-dollar business, all inclusive. And if anybody gets hurt, that ruins my business. So why would I not have cameras facing the beach? Do you really think I care if somebody's having sex on the beach or something? I don't give a shit about that. I care about if somebody's getting killed on my damn beach. So yeah, we're having cameras out there. This should not be a 2025 thing. This should have been a 2010 thing. I mean, a 2000 thing. I mean, this is ludicrous talking about we don't have cameras at the beach. I'm like, man, okay, I see right now how, but again, this is what one of my pet peeves are, is this type of nonsense right here. I'm just like, you don't have infrastructure. Now you have a situation where this one thing right here can bring down your whole tourism industry. Just like in Aruba, same thing could happen. And you had a playbook, saw what happened in Aruba, and you still said, yeah, we don't need cameras. We don't need to worry about our people's safety around here. In case something happens, we need an explanation. We don't need to worry. That's crazy right now. That's so maddening to me. Messing up this thing of ours is a thing. Is it just me? But they're looking for any little excuse to blame DR for anything to kill the tourist industry, even though it might not be the resort fault. It's not the resort's fault. That's the whole point. That's why it's so sickening. The resort is, as we know in America, let's call it what it is: black, brown, anything else, right? Black, brown, yellow. If something happens on an island, because it is an island, a majority of islands in the Caribbean are black, brown people, right? So they always, they'll always do cancel, right? I mean, that's how it works. That's why I said, even though the two people involved are American citizens, even though the kids who left their friend are Americans, they're going to give them guys carte blanche. Oh, they get a pass. I look at it the other way around. It ain't nothing to do with DR, in my opinion, but we know what's going to happen. There's going to take a hit for the tourism industry for sure, especially after the other five died. But again, that has nothing to do with DR. If you have out red flags, people aren't supposed to be in the water, as far as I'm concerned. And if you have some dumbass Americans leaving their friend at 3, 4, 5 in the morning at the beach with some dude they just met, how are you blaming DR for all this? Nobody from DR, as we know, came and did anything. But again, the guy's not telling the truth, so we don't know. That's how unfortunate this is. I pray they find out the truth. It's very sad and unfortunate. Hey, Business, you know what the truth is? Um, hey, harmful rhetoric. This ain't rhetoric. White guy did something. He's still, maybe, yeah, who we don't know. If it was a DR person, they would have already been hang them, kill them, do whatever, you know. But no, they're listening to some dude lie to them, and it's obvious. And they're just like, "What do you mean you haven't retained him? I mean, what do you mean what do you mean he's not locked up? I mean, like this is craziness. He might be locked up by now, but I'm like, how are you going to tell me you left a girl the last time you saw her? I was drunk and we were in the water, and I don't know what happened to her, and I roll up 3, 4, 5 hours later. That ain't good enough. You ain't leaving. You better come up with a better story. And where's your friends at, by the way? Where's them people that allegedly left you guys? All of you guys ain't leaving, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know why the island didn't do that. I know why they didn't. It's because they feel that that would hurt their tourism industry. But you have to do a proper investigation, and it needs to be fast. Hope this doesn't hurt Punta Cana. These stories don't help tourism. Exactly. They do not help at all. Does not help. I think it also depends on the resort places where you pay 400 or more per night, like the Hard Rock. You'll have cameras everywhere. All those resorts will invest in security immediately. Count on it. Yes, I agree. But the point is, they're all making money. They've been there for years. RIU next door to Hard Rock. They've been, these guys are multi-billion-dollar corporations. And you seriously aren't going to buy a freaking $200 camera? Come on, man. This is crazy. Even if you had to buy a camera and spend 500 and make it a motion nighttime camera so you can see stuff, why wouldn't you spend $1,000 per camera and have 3 or 4 cameras out there? It's a big ass area that can cover 20 yards, 25 yards at a time. All you need is 3 or 4. Come on. This is crazy. Not even one? I'm like, but then again, see, this is where it puts the onus back onto, why don't you have cameras? Don't you care about the safety of people? They get to make it a DR problem. And that's what I'm like, I don't like that DR is sitting there allowing them because they don't want to spend the extra few $1,000s to hook up some cameras. And I'm like, why would you not do that like 15 years ago? I mean, like, this is wild to me. Wild. And this is also why I'm like questioning what the hell's going on in DR. Because when they're, again, my pet peeve about infrastructure, water, sewer, electricity, all of that. I want to be able to drink the water. I want to be able to shower. I want stuff that's normal. I mean, that's the thing. I'm like, you're concentrating on what? What are they concentrating on? The only thing you need to care about in the DR, are the tourists safe? And do we have infrastructure to make sure tourists are safe, they keep coming, and the infrastructure so we can make sure our citizens are good. And when tourists come, they're good. That's all you have to do. Everything else will take care of itself. It's simple. It's simple. This is not even rocket science. I agree. I hate how the American media is broadcasting the news, basically blaming DR. I am waiting for the Department of State to issue a travel warrant. It's going to happen. We don't need that. DR should do a press conference. Exactly. It's like these. I don't. It's like they're in a back room, right? And in the back room, it's like the United States calls them up and says, "We're not going to give you some money, or we're going to do this, that, and the other if you don't take responsibility for this." I'm like, that's what it's like. I don't know if that's happening, but all I'm saying, that's what it seems like to me. Because if I'm DR, I'd be talking big time. I'd be talking. In fact, I would have been talking day one. As soon as that dude rolled up at 4 p.m., when their friends go, hey, we don't know where our friend is after a fucking 12 hours go by. This is disgusting. So, anyhow, 12 hours go by, 4 p.m., they contact the authorities. The authorities go, who was he last seen with? Oh, we need to talk to him. We go talk to him, and he gives us some BS story. I would have been like, you're staying. Your 12 friends are staying. We're doing a press conference right now. Hey, we're looking for this lady. Here's her picture. This is what we're doing. Anybody have any news? If you don't get down with us and handling this and finding out what happened, then you're going to be an accessory. If you know anything about this, that's what I'd be doing if I'm the police. Why not? If I'm in DR, if I was DR Dominican and I'm the police, I'd be like, that's what we're doing. And if the U.S. calls us up and said, oh, there are U.S. citizens, yada, 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 I'd be like, oh, no, I don't care. Go F yourself, because now these U.S. citizens are effing with our country and our tourism and our reputation. So I'm not hearing you right now. That's what they should have been doing. But oh, no, no. They got to act like chumps for some reason. It's disgusting. I stayed at the RIU. Hold on a second. I didn't see that. Let me go check this out. I stayed at the RIU Palace a few years back, and that's the most high rated compared to the others. I know. My friend stayed at the RIU resorts, and it had cameras everywhere. But this particular one I heard is one of the cheapest ones. Yep. Is that the one next to the Hard Rock? That's what I thought it was. That's why I was like, how did this happen? That's why I was even more upset. I thought it was next to the Hard Rock. Um, I agree. Biznessa says, I agree, Victor. They should do a press conference assuring people say exactly. Hey, that's business 101. Business 101. You should have came up with the conference, said we are detaining these people, making sure they're not leaving. We're going to get to the bottom of this. And U.S. Embassy, you can come in here and chit chat, but you ain't telling us how to do this. And these dudes ain't leaving. So you can do whatever you want because this is our reputation. I need to get to the bottom of this like yesterday. So all this other stuff, this dude out here lying, saying BS, I'm like, hey, he's just going to stay here. We're not letting him go. So I don't really care. We're going to find out where this woman is. And she better turn up somewhere alive. That would be my press conference. Because anybody involved with anything regarding her disappearance, y'all all going down. That's the way you got to call it, right? Conspiracy. So, but they didn't. And I wholeheartedly agree. And that's part of the ending is what Bizness is saying. We rest assured we're working on it, and everybody is safety is our priority, number one, for all people of the island and tourists. That's what they should be saying and handling biz. I'm just saying. Because again, if they don't know history, maybe they don't. Aruba was once going to be one of those go-to spots. They were building up stuff and doing all kind of crazy, and then all of a sudden, as soon as that Natalie Holloway thing came, everybody's like, hold up. I don't think it's all good that we're gonna go down there and make that something. So it is what it is. And if they want to go down that path, it's almost too late. Quite frankly, it's almost too late. There's just no way around it. So yeah, unfortunately, again, this is the way of the world. We still have young people who think they can just go anywhere and it's safe. so to speak, against other humans. Humans are not safe, ladies and gentlemen. Just put it that way. Just because you meet somebody and they talk to you all nice and sweet and this, that, and the other, you don't know who these people are. You don't know anything about these people that you just met an hour ago. And then you're going to go hang out, have them up in your room, do all kind of crazy stuff. You know, they order drinks for you and bring them over. I'm like, nah, I don't. There's several things that you guys, I look at things differently. Because of my background, I look at things totally different. People always go, well, why? I'm like, I look for my seats. I look for my exits. I look for everything. They're just like, why don't you want this seat? I said, because I can't see the front. I can't see the doors. I'm like, I got to see what's going on out here. You guys can sit over there. I'm sitting over here. No, do not bring me a drink. I don't want to see you bringing me a drink. I don't want to see unknown people bringing me a drink. Staff, they can bring me a drink, which is still risky, but I don't want to see unknown people bringing me drinks. I don't want to see unknown. I don't want to be in somebody's apartment. They're going, hey, man, I made you some drinks. No, you ain't making me shit. You ain't making me shit. That ain't going to work like that. No, I don't know you. That's the way I look at it when we go on vacation. That ain't going to happen. That won't happen. If you come, if I go to your party, well, I won't even show up at your place. Let's just get real. I don't even like staying in people's places. This is how crazy it is. Boss, your mentality is like a cop. That's good. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, you might want to rephrase that. You call it a cop, and I'll rephrase it. My mentality is like a bad guy. That's what it's like. We know what bad guys do. I know what bad guys do. That's why that's my mentality. It's because of I know bad guys. And like I said, you guys would never believe. In fact, I told people one time about a story where we're sitting in Sacramento, and I should do this on Friday night, but I'll tell it right now. We're in Sacramento. A friend of mine calls me up and he says, hey, man, meet me at this nightclub. This is a long time ago. Meet me at the nightclub, and this other dude's going to be there who I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, man, him, you, me, we got to talk and do something. I said, no, no, I know who that guy is. No, he's a bad, no, anything can happen. I said, I don't even want to talk to him. I don't even want to see him. I don't even want to have nothing to do with him. He's like, well, come on, man, meet me up there. I said, okay, I'll meet you up there. But anything that he has going on, I'm not doing anything with him. So, okay. So I get up there. We're at the front of the club, and dude pulls in. Next thing I know, shots are being fired. And I'm like, see, this is what I'm talking about. This dude is effed up. This is why I don't want to do nothing. Anything that has to do with this dude. Sure enough, that's what happened. Yup. They say it takes a crook to catch a crook. There you go. That's it exactly. So this dude, my friend, we've known each other at this point, uh, probably 10 years, probably 10 years at least. And so he tells me, hey, man, I need you to go with me and him. And I'm like, okay, I have to go with you to make sure your ass is fine because I don't know what this dude's doing. I'm telling you right now. And he's like, yeah, he told me he had to take his bike somewhere, do this and that and the other. So I'm following in trails. Next thing I know, this dude is out here trying to be like a freaking murderer. He's shooting at people. We pull up to a light in Southside. All of a sudden, I hear pop, pop, pop. I'm like, what the? I'm like, this is it. So now my boy pulls off. I pull off. I go to his pad. Dude takes off. And that's when I'm yelling and screaming like, I told you, man, this dude's a fucking idiot. I don't want to have nothing to do with him. In fact, I'm just going to tell you right now, next time I see him, the only thing I got to say to him is if I don't smack his ass, the next thing we got is problems because that dude's a problem every time. I keep telling you, we're going to end up in jail over messing around with this dude. Anyhow, including the Americans. Here we go. I got something else to talk about here. Last time I went to Macau Beach, those waters are really rough. Tell me about it, Paul Castillo. 4 tourists drowned a few months ago. They definitely need lifeguard on duty. Well, Paul Castillo, there's no lifeguards on duty at 4 a.m. There's not going to be any. And they don't have the beach closed in DR. That's the other thing. And furthermore, you would think an all-inclusive resort would actually have lifeguards on duty. You would actually you would think that you would say, hey, man, if you're going to be out here at nighttime, I need some markers on you, some lights on you, or something. I mean, this should be mandatory. This shouldn't be like everybody's an adult. You should be like thinking, what if people drink? What if people are talked into something? You never know. So I'd be like, if I would have security or lifeguards out there, and I'd be like, hey, if you're going to be on the beach tonight, you're wearing some markers, some lights, because I want to see where you are. And we need to. This is, hey, we got a reason. This is a resort area. We don't want nothing happening to you. That should be the stance. So I agree with that, Paul Castillo. They need them at night. They have them in the day, by the way. Okay, I can't remember. Oh, there we go. Post-retirement travel. Remember a few years back, the issue with the illegal alcohol they were selling and people were dying, including Americans? Exactly. The USA media was unrelenting. Exactly. It took DR over a year to get over the rumors. Exactly. And I agree with that. In fact, I would say that it took over a year and a half or more because that put a serious dent. People were thinking, oh my God, I'm going to die from drinking. And of course, now you can't drink. That's crazy. Hey, they're taking another hit. I guarantee you right now. Paul Castillo from Post Retirement Travel. I hear you. Macau and Arena Gorda beaches are rough during the winter. You ain't lying. This is not a season for beaches. You got that right. But I have gone to both during summer. The water are crystal clear, no waves. I know. I know. I go out to Macau Beach. I can't even remember the time frames. I go out to Macau Beach one time. Waves are like people could surf on it. Maybe 5 feet, maybe 8 feet, maybe even 10. Then I go out there another time. I don't pay attention to the time of year. And I'm sitting there like, this is the same beach, right? It was like totally calm. Waves were maybe 2 feet. Really crazy. Nobody was surfing. So then it all depends. I don't know when it's rough, when it's not. But I never paid attention to the dates. Juanillo Beach, where I love that, but that was also, let's see, that was in December. Last time I went was December. Juanillo Beach was calm. It was very calm. Then another time I went there and I was like, I don't remember waves being like this high. So you just never know out there. But that's an island for you. That's an island. That's why you have to pay attention. There's rip tides going on. There's all kind of things that happen on an island that's not American beaches, maybe a slightly different, but on an island, you have a lot of water swirling around. You're in the middle of the ocean. So you just never know what can happen. And so, yeah, that's the thing right there. And people are dying over water and nobody's wearing safety devices, which is another issue at hand. People are saying no to safety, no to anything, no to lights, no to everything in the middle of the night. I mean, come on. That's like, I can't even, if somebody tells me go in the water at nighttime, even when I lived on the islands, I never did that. That was never a thing. Even though I can swim, even though I can do anything in the water, I was like, at nighttime, I don't want to be in the water at nighttime. The only time I'm in the water at nighttime, phosphorescent bay, and I wasn't even in the water. I was just in the glass boat. But again, I'm not swimming at night. That's my policy. If it's dark, I'm not swimming because I can't see nothing. And by the way, there's coral in the water. You just never know. And so I don't see why people would do that, quite frankly. I don't care if I'm at a resort. I'm not going out in the water at night. That's just the policy I have. Because if you live on the islands, a lot of people lose their life at night. It's crazy. So that's policy number one. No dark swimming. None. Zero. Not going to happen. All right. Simple. And being at first, and the other thing, being at the beach at night, I don't care if there's a resort there or not. The beach is open in DR. Now, the DR is relatively what I call like America. There's bad guys and there's good people. The problem is this night that you're walking on the beach, minding your own business at 2 a.m., there might be some bad guys that night. And then another time, there's no bad guys. But are you really risking taking chances because you're staying at RIU or at Hard Rock or at any other all-inclusive resort? Hell no. That's crazy. But anyhow, while we're talking about they're going to take a hit, I believe, because they haven't done anything right at all. And their tourists are from Canada. Majority of their tourists, over 60%, as it was in they haven't ran the numbers for February yet. I got to look it up. In January, 60% of the tourists were from Canada and America. And those are the guys that have the loudest voices with media around the world. So if the media around the world says, don't go to DR, it's unsafe, Americans stop going, and now you can snipe off 10 to 20% of people not coming, that hurts the tourism industry, which is 20% of GDP of the island. Now there's jobs that are going to be at stake for the people that live on the island. This is not a good thing at all. So unless they need some help, maybe I should do a video. Help for the Dominican Republic. I mean, over this thing. I mean, this is crazy to me. All right, enough ranting and raving about that. We're talking about dividend investing tonight. That's what we're talking about, right? We need to make sure you guys have money in your pocket. We need to make sure that you guys have your credit right. No liabilities. Get off the liability train. Make sure you get your cars paid off. Your houses, well, most of you have 30-year notes, so that won't be anytime soon. But if you can, get as many liabilities off that you have to pay monthly, and you don't have to look like the Joneses. You're not the Joneses. Everybody has to live as their financial life goes. You can't keep going out here borrowing anymore. Those days are over. Pay down your debts. You don't want to pay 20%. You don't want to pay 15%. You don't want to damn sure pay 30% of interest on credit cards. Get rid of them. Now, what I will say, make sure you guys do smart credit. Speaking of that, sign up for smart credit. If I can add it, which I don't know, I'm having a problem in the back office. But if I can add it, there'll be smart credit down below in the description box in T minus 30 seconds, if there's even anything in the description box, the way things are looking. And that helps you out with your credit. That helps you repair your credit somewhat. It's monitoring system. It's fraud prevention. It's hiring index. It's insurance index. It's a FICO 8 index for if you buy a car. No reason to buy cars, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Just stay away from all liabilities if you can, unless it's absolutely necessary to buy liabilities. This is my advice for the night. Money making Monday. Dividends, though, you need those. You need those. Let's see. Remember, DR will always protect and do whatever it takes to protect their tourist industry. The last thing they need is to put their billion-dollar industry in jeopardy. I know, but they are putting it in jeopardy, Paul Castillo. That's the problem. That's the point post-retirement travel was saying. It's like, and Biznessa, they didn't come out with statements to say we do anything to project that. So that's why you have to come out as a country. You should be telling everybody to the hills. You should be talking to the media in America, the media in Canada, the media in the EU, media in Colombia, South America. Hey, man, this is these American kids. They were out there acting stupid. I mean, just say it. Just say it. What are you acting crazy about? I would be look, this is the same thing when I had a pool in my backyard, right? If I'm having a party for my daughter, it's my responsibility to make sure people are safe. So it's my responsibility to come out and make sure people ain't acting stupid. I have to. If somebody dies at my backyard, do you understand? There's going to be situations that's going to come up. Parents are going to be pissed. People now are going to be messing with my daughter, our family. So do you think I'm really not going to have the proper protocols to have people checking and making sure people ain't acting right in our water? Come on now. Think about it. Come on. What do you think in the what was it, the 1990s, I believe, when kids were falling in the water, and then all of a sudden, like in California, they started saying every pool that you put in, make sure you have it where you can actually put a fence around your pool so the kids wouldn't go in the water while you turn your back? Come on. That's what you should be doing. If you have $1 billion, 20% of your GDP is tourism. Why wouldn't you make sure you have the precautions like a simple camera? So anyhow, I got to get off that because again, this is part of Money Making Monday. You're messing. This is what you have to think about in your own life. What are you actually doing that messes with you making money? That means liabilities that you're giving 10, 20, 30% interest on because they're liabilities. That 30% you're giving or 20% or 10%, you could be using that 10% to be paying 10% into assets. That's much more important now, ladies and gentlemen. Assets that pay you. That's what you need. So when we start talking about dividend investing, Max ETFs, go check it out. Study, see if that's your vibe. If you guys like what we talked about, victim post-retirement travel talked about, FEPI, FEPI. You like that? You like 30%? Possibly. Do you like 40%? Possibly. Go check it out. Do you want 10%? JP Morgan, JEPQ right now. 10% because it's a little over 10, but $53 shares of stock. 53.66, I think they closed that today. So that means you're getting 10%, a little over, but $5 per share annually. $5.30 per share annually is 10%. So if it's $5.50, it's a little over. Okay, great. Who would not like 10%? It's simple. Why did JEPQ go down? Because they're holding a lot of those QQQ industries where the stock market slid. So their price slid. And now you can have 10.25% today, right? So just think about that. Agree, Eric. If you are going to have debt, let it be good debt, like a property, especially a rental property. Exactly. If you're going to do debt, here's the rule of the wealthy. They will go into debt for everything that actually makes them money. They will say, give me a 5% loan. I know I get 15% back. Therefore, I'll pay the 5% loan. But I don't have to work for it. That's the idea, ladies and gentlemen. Passive income. All right. So again, post-retirement travel, thank you so much for mentioning that because that is the playbook. That's the playbook for the last 5 years. All you guys should be ready. And if you're not ready, Vanessa Oscar is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Thank you so much for being in the house. Very, very happy to see you once again. Hello, everyone from Michigan, from the MI. All right. Glad to have you tonight as well. Well, I'm not going to stay on here much longer. You guys know I've started shortening these down a little bit. But nonetheless, I can't do that. I have to save something. Okay. But nonetheless, make sure you guys come join me May 13th, 14th, and 15th in the Dominican Republic. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm going to be there in the DR. Am I going to go swimming? Maybe. At night? No. Okay. Drinking and swimming? No. For sure. All right. So I'll be there May 13th, 14th, and 15th for the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. Are you going to come join me? Get your tickets today at stopstrugglingnow.com or SSN Lifestyle. They're $199. What do you get for $199? You get to come traipse around with me. We take you to the lawyers so you can ask questions. You want to start a business? That's the time. You want to get residency, immigration? That's the time. You want to do anything that you're going to need a lawyer for? That's the time. Even opening up a bank account, getting it prematurely done. So then you have an offshore banking account. That should be number one on your list as well. And then Day 2, we go around the projects. We go see some of these pre-construction projects. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. So therefore, you do need a little bit of cash, though. You might need 10 or 20% down. It's hard to get 10% anymore. You might have to do 15 or 20, but that's about where we're going to go. We get the SSN Nation deals. It might be 15% instead of 20 or 25, but nonetheless, you have a way to get real estate. But the prices are going up, but will the prices go down if there's a slump in America? I don't know. But what we do know is you should be getting something in the hottest tourist market on the planet, in the Caribbean, in all of Latin America. That's what you should be doing. And then that Wednesday is bank day. If you got pre-approved, you got to go sign up and handle your banking business. All right. Now, let's see. Oops, I missed something here. I missed something. Oh my. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Vanessa Oscar. Once again, thank you so much for being in the house. The stock market is underwater right now. Not necessarily. I don't know if this new administration is messing it. You don't know. Paul Castile, you have been here. We already told you 8 months ago tariffs are going to be a problem. We already told you tax cut, tax breaks, and trying to do things and messing up supply chains is going to be a problem. We already told you when you don't care about regulations for the food and drug industry, that's going to be a problem. So all this is catching up, putting it into a pot, and it's boiling over, and there's nobody coming to save you, especially if your health care, your Medicare, your Medicaid, your, oh, heaven forbid, if they turn off your Social Security, heaven forbid if they turn off retirement monies coming in. Oh my, it's going to be even worse. Now, just keep in mind, 93% of the stock market is owned by the top 10% of the wealthiest. Don't forget that. So now this administration is messing up the stock market. But hey, are they really messing it up? See, here's the thing. It's yo-yoing. Everybody should be happy about yo-yo and goes down because your dollar cost average should be lower sooner or later. And now we have this Yemen thing that just showed up. So now that's going to cause a problem in the oil industry, but does it really cause a problem? Well, it could, because Saudi Arabia has agreed that, and the U.S. has agreed that oil transactions go in U.S. dollars. So that means that starts moving U.S. dollars again. So on one hand, it kind of works good. On the other hand, oil prices are going up, which means energy prices go up, which means transportation costs go up, which means prices go up for the United States citizens. So it's very simple, wrapped up in a nutshell. And there's more. But wait, there's more. All right. So just keep that in mind. The only thing is saving me is the Yomax ETF dividends. I like to hear that. That's what I'm talking about, Paul Castile. That's what I'm talking about. So again, Yomax ETFs, go study, go understand what they do. They do option income trading. They take the premiums, and that's what they distribute to the dividends. They do not own the share of stock. So when you see AMZY, Amazon, Yomax ETFs, when you see that, they did not buy the shares of Amazon. When you see NVDY, that's NVIDIA, they did not buy NVIDIA shares like a VOO or a VOOG, right? What they did is they're buying options, trading, calls, puts, whatever monies they make from that transaction, they're giving to the dividend holders, the ETF holders. So that's why it's important. So Paul Castile, you're loving it because the stock prices are going up, down, up, down. That's what we want if we're in Neomax ETF. That's what we want if we're in FEPI. That's what we want if you're in the YMAG and YMAX. We want this. I want this if I'm in MSTY. But the Bitcoin going up and down, that means there's a lot of trades going on. That means there's a lot of money from premiums going down. So we get more money in dividends. If it starts leveling off, whoa, now we might not have that many transactions. Now our dividends go down, the value of the stock goes down. That's not all good. We don't want that. So right now, ride the wave. Did you guys get your dividends from MSTY? You guys get your dividends from CONY? Did you guys get your dividends this last Friday of YMAX and YMAG? Come on now, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. If somebody says to you that you can get 2.5% on your money every month, you do understand 12 times 5 is 6. You do understand that's 30% return on your money. You do understand this, right? 2.5%? I love it. Excuse me. I just checked mine and I said 2.5% just from this week. Here's the funny part. I didn't even calculate every month that YMAG and YMAX is. So actually, it's even higher than 2.5. That's what we're on track with just by the stock market doing what it's doing now, Paul Castillo and everybody else. The stock market's going up and down. And right now, yeah, it went down. I love it. I'm sitting here in disbelief. I'm sitting here like, oh, this is beautiful. Who's ever doing the Defiance, who's ever in Max ETF, whoever's in that game where you're doing option income trading, you're loving like I'm loving it because you have to understand your investment. We understand what Max ETF does. So as long as there's fluctuation in prices, them things are going to be great. Great, great, great. 30%, 25%, 30, 40, 50% even. It's attainable. And I have a feeling this is going to keep going for the next year, year and a half. That's why I'm saying get everything together in this next year, year and a half. It's going to be a stone cold blast, as Don Cornelius used to say. So don't worry, man. I'm very happy you're in the Yield Max ETF game. Very, very happy. Very happy to hear that. Biznessa still haven't pulled the trigger. Let's see if she pulled the trigger. What are the best ETFs that pay dividends weekly for the short-term game? I just mentioned YMAG. In fact, I'm pretty sure Post-Retirement Travel is going to do this. YMAG, YMAG, that's a Max ETF. YMAX, you can just go to the stock market. YMAX, IWMY, FEP. Well, hold on. FEPI doesn't do weekly. I don't. No, they don't do weekly. Those are the top 3 ones right there. All right. There's some more too, but you can hang with those. Cheap. Okay, that doesn't count. Boss, if you get a chance, can you visit Careful? Hold on a second. What's that? I can't do anything. Care for market. See if it has good traffic. Okay, I can't really check that. The reason why is I'm not on my computer, so I can't even pull this up. I mean, I'm using my mobile phone to be on the live stream, and unfortunately, I'm not from. Is that Care for? I think you have Care for. I don't care. Are we talking about in Paris? What? Let's see. Let's see what you're talking about. Welcome to Care. Are we talking about our mission is? Are we talking about Care for as in a stock? Pioneers in the large food retail business. I'm not familiar with Care for, quite frankly. I have to admit, this is some research. Care for groceries, super. Okay, let's see. Is this a stock? Let me know what this is exactly. But Care for, yeah, in France, I know that. But that's the stock in France. Uh, I didn't get a stock in the U.S. So, are you talking about something in France? I don't think you are though. You must be talking about something in the U.S. So, Care for market, see if it has good traffic. Traffic. Oh, you're okay. Okay, let's go. You can Google it though. Let's see. I think that's what you're talking about. There's all kind of. Okay, let's go look. Let me know what you're referring to, because I don't know about Carrefour. They say it's like Walmart. Oh, you are talking about who I thought you were talking about. This is true. Yes, I like it. I'll tell you right now, I like it. Right? It's like Walmart now that you mention it. Yes, I like it. I know who you're talking about. Yes, I like it. Yes, also I like Timu, by the way. Just so you know. All right? I like theirs too. I like PDD. PDD. That's Timu, right? I think. Yeah, PDD. I like them too. And I thank you for mentioning that, because actually Carrefour Market came up before. Now that you bug my memory, yeah, look, it's 128. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In 1 year's time, I'm looking at PDD holdings, right? Um, are we gonna get a chart up or what? Okay, I'll do it in a different way. There's no dividends though with PDD, but today +6. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. Crazy. Where's the thing at? 1 year. It went from, like, what was this? Wait, what is that? This isn't right. That's 1 day. What's 1 year? Uh, like, where was it? Wait, 1 year ago? Can't be. What the heck? I still like it. 6 months ago, 31%. 6 months ago, year to date, 36%. And then 1 year they popped, then went down. Damn, September was a good to go. But now we're back up to where we were a year ago, just about 5%. So missed the T move drop down, which could have been even January would have been good. 30% would have happened. That's crazy. 1 month ago, 3.82. But I like Timu though. The reason I say I like Timu, and again, I don't know the stock for that Carrefour market. I don't know, because I didn't know it was in the US, quite frankly. But I like it. Let me see again. Let me check it out. I don't. USA. Let me see if I can get this. I don't know. They say it's like Walmart. Yes, it is. Vanessa, YMAG and YMAX pay out monthly dividends. Paul Castile, they pay out weekly dividends now. YMAG and YMAX pays out weekly dividends, not monthly anymore. Every Friday, my man. Every Friday. Business at Paul Castillo. Thanks. Yep. Vanessa, I rephrased that. Yep. He rephrased it. He checked his stuff. He said, oh my, wait a minute, I'm getting checks. Yep. Oh, I can't see it every time I. Oh, there it is. Okay. Hold on. Vanessa, I rephrase that. They pay out weekly dividends. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, weekly. Yes, exactly. No, boss. That's market in the D. Oh, yeah, I know. I know. I know. They're bringing one in the DR. This is true. Yes, I understand. Somebody mentioned this before. It might even been you. I like it. I like it. You know why? Because they don't really have that until they bought that Unitas or whatever it's called place that was like a Costco or Walmart. They need a place, a real market like that. Yes, I like it. I keep saying, oh, it is over the counter, CRRFY, but I don't know if that's if I was in France or not. What is that? CRRFY? Yeah, I like it though. I'm just letting you know I like it because they're doing an expansion. They're doing an expansion. So yeah, I like it. Now, what? Why do you ask though? I mean, the first one was in 1988 in Philadelphia, Walmart. Where is Carrefour? If it's over the counter, I like it. I like it. That's all I'm going to keep saying. I like it. I like it. I like it. DR needs it. Post-retirement travel. He started the listings, weekly payers, YBTC. I like that. I also like YB. Oh, well, these don't pay weekly, so I won't say it. YBTC, IWMY, ULTY, QQQY, YMAG, YMAX, Defiance, RDTE, QEE, XDTE, WDTE. Some of them are $15 or less per share. Yes, that would be YMAG, YMAX, ULTY, and I don't know about WBTC. IWMY is more. I think wasn't it? Wasn't it? Oh, I thought it was Q0. Maybe WTE as well. So let's see. WDTE. Swoop stock. I think these are all over though. Let's see. I don't think that's under 15. 36 exactly. Let's see. QQQI. Nope, that's over. I already know that. Defiance Group, but no QQQY. Yeah, I know it's more. I think it's in it like 20. No, it's $27.47. That's QQQY. I'm giving you guys the ones over 10 for over 15. YBTC, I don't know. Probably under 15, I would think. YB. Oh, we gotta do a B. All right, YBTC. Okay, there we go. Let's see what it is. 41. That's the Roundhill Bitcoin covered call strategy ETF. I don't care. I like doing that about now. But they're going downhill. That's interesting. In the last 5 days, they started climbing again. But YBTC, okay. Roundhill. All right, Defiance Group. I like it. Thank you so much, Victor Morel. Post-retirement travel. Greatly appreciated. What happened? Oh, okay. I see what happened now. I see what happened now. Oh, we got some talk. We got some talk. Yes. Victor and Paul have given me good ETFs in the past. Exactly. Physical biz there. Oh my. Boss, I was thinking about doing physical biz there. Just a thought. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Just keep in mind, if it's not in a tourist, you have to think a tourist. The people on the island of DR, they generally don't have that much disposable income. So you have to think in tourist terms. Don't think in you're going to sell to the general population. That's another animal. So just keep that in mind. You want to be to be able to get to the tourists, the people that are coming in that have the disposable income. Just keep that in mind. Big time. And if it's a cash heavy business, I don't know if you're going to be able to set it and forget it and not be there, but maybe you figured that out because you don't want to leave people in the DR to manage your money. All right. MSTY is paying most of the time over $2 a share. Exactly, Paul Castillo. Exactly. That's why I like MSTY. And the price is like what? 15, no, 20 bucks. Let's see. Today, $20.73. And you're going to get, that's what I'm talking about. MicroStrategy, on the other hand, is $294 a share. All right. So just keep that in mind. Yomax ETF, MSTY, I love. I told you guys already. I love this because Bitcoin year over year always does about 20, 25%. So it has nothing to do with the stock, but there's so much trading going on that they give out a lot of dividends. So if the stock price can stay around 20 and you can still get $2 a month, $24 a year, you do realize that's 100%, right? I'm just saying. But that's not what's been happening year over year. So it is what it is. Stock price last year, for instance, I did a year back, for instance, was $36. So you lost $16 per share, but you got $2 per share back. So it's a trade-off. So do you really make 100%? No. Your distribution is 100, or sorry, not 100, but your distribution is it is 100. Distribution's 100, but you lost 40% in your stock price. So overall, you win like 50%. I think most people will take 50%, right? I think. I don't see why you wouldn't, but hey, that's everybody has their own investment strategies. All right. It didn't do well in the States. DR has one in Santo Domingo, almost 5 stars. Well, 5 stars may be the thing, but again, I I'm not a fan of selling to the general public in the DR because they don't have the funds. They don't even make. I mean, it depends on who you talk to or where you get stats. The best stats I can find is they say people in the DR make 9,000 or 10,000 or 24,000 annual wages. That's the normal wages. It's one of those three, and all three of those are no good. And when I did the music thing, people came. I have Grammy Award winning. I have dudes on the charts, and they were like, $20 was too much. I was just like, this is crazy. Crazy. Live music, 20 was too much. It was crazy. So I learned a lot when I did that. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, no, nobody's going to. I was like, okay, this is crazy. Right? Just from the music side. But again, for any business, I don't recommend outside of a tourist situation in the DR, quite frankly. ULTY is $6.61 per share and pays weekly. It has paid up to 47 cents dividends per share. So an investment of 100 shares of IWNY can potentially give you $47 per week, and you can reinvest. ULTY 40. Okay, so you meant ULTY. Okay, 100 shares, $47. That buys you 7 shares. And now you have 7 shares making $47 on average. Now you make more. Stock price, okay. ULTY, one of Mr. Dividend's favorites, but post-retirement travel is not Mr. Dividends. He's now going to be Mr. Worldwide. Okay. Post-retirement travel dividends will start increasing once the ETF starts going up in with the market rebound. Exactly. Up in price with the market rebound. Exactly. I agree with you 110%. 100. Biznessa says, yes, I need to buy some ETFs. Thanks, guys. There you go. You got to get rid of liabilities. Got to do it, everybody. Just like they say, buy low and sell high. That's right. The market right now is pretty low, making it a good time to buy. Paul Castillo, I don't think it's low enough. Just to give you guys an idea, I think it should go lower. And I think it will. Paul Castillo, at Paul Castillo from Post Retirement Travel. Yes, Misty is a good one. I have 225 shares of Misty inside my 401k, and that's money making machine every month. Currently paying $1.38 per share, but it has paid over $2 exactly. Exactly. Anybody will take that, especially with MSTY being, even if it was $30 a share. I'm just like, so even if you had $35 a share, it would not matter because you're sitting there like, wait a minute. I got 200 shares. That's $400 a month. No matter what I bought it at, I'll take the 400 per month and reinvest it and keep going. And sometimes maybe take it out if I want to. Either way, you win when you have a large, a couple hundred shares. That's all it takes. Doesn't take much, ladies and gentlemen. You can turn like that 225 shares turns into 350, right? So keep doing it. Let it buy itself and you win. Keep going. Thanks, boss, for your input. Appreciate it. Thank you for asking. Like I say, be prepared. The ecosystem is not like America. If a person does not live in the city and things like that, and they don't work within the tourism industry or the government industry, they're not going to be making that much money weekly or monthly. So just keep that in mind. Like I say, even Google doesn't know how much people make in the DR. on average, because there's 3 different numbers. I'm just like, this is crazy. So that tells me it's not good. And since I have experience on just, they pay uh downtown has that water park. And that water park, they have the Sunday afternoon pool party, foam party, DJ. They charge people $10. The reason they get to charge people $10 is they have a deal with the resorts, and they tell people DJ, foam party, and whatever else, whatever, and they have people coming from all over as a promotion, 2 for 1, doing all this stuff. They get like 1,000 people up there on a Sunday, but it's $10. It's not $99 like they charge. I mean, they only get to go to the pool. But what I'm trying to say is it's not 50, it's not 25, it's not like Vegas. You can't charge people that. You can't charge people the Vegas prices at the pool or Miami prices at the pool. You ever get that? That's not happening. Nobody's spending 25. Nobody's getting bottle service for thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars even. So all that is not a thing. But you'll have 1,000 people pay $10 and have a DJ and phone parties, and that'll happen. But tell somebody it's going to cost them 25 and see what happens. All right. So in Vegas, people would be like, where's that $25 phone party? Are you serious? At Rehab, which I still call Rehab. Virgin, which used to be Hard Rock. That's Rehab, ladies and gentlemen. That'll never go away. I'm still going to call Vegas Rehab. That's where the pool parties were on Sunday. And people didn't pay no freaking $10 or $25 either. It's more than that. And then the bottle service is 4Gs, 5Gs, and you get a cabana. That's crazy stuff right there. That'll never happen in the DR. Never. Just letting you know. All right. I'm going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about. Let's go. Eric, what's the latest on Larimar? Looks like they're still doing more advertising than the actual construction. That's it, Paul Castillo. That is it, Paul Castillo. I'm just going to say something right now. I don't even know what to say at this point because it's so disappointing to watch. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and it's basically, it's going to be, what is this? This is the 17th. It's going to be April 1st in 2 weeks or less. So, 8 months till December, and delivery was supposed to be September. So we clearly know they can't deliver this year. So that's out. So I can only imagine how many people are clamoring saying, I want my money back. And so instead of them saying, hey, we're going to do something with that, they're just going, we'll just advertise more. We'll just have the CEO on shows more. Like, there's no issue. Like, we just started yesterday, not 3 years ago, just yesterday. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's fucking sickening. I'm sorry to curse tonight, but I'm fed up with dumb stuff. So much dumb stuff is going on to hurt American citizens and to hurt people from business investments, business dealings. It's just sad. I mean, it's so sad right now. I mean, the dumbing down and hurting people on purpose. All they had to do was say, hey, we can't deliver at this time frame. We anticipate it being 2028. And given everybody their outs and said, hey, if you want out, then here, take your money back. And then we'll just get some new people. But they know if they said, hey, we'll give you your money back, there'd be hundreds of people saying, give me my money back. And they can't do that. I don't care if they are Claire HP on the stock exchange. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do the right thing. Because their thing is I'm not going to guess. But my thing is, that's all you had to do to show goodwill? Because you know it's not going to be built this year or next year or the year after. Talking about building golf courses, even 9-hole by Total Golf. I'm like, okay, well, anybody can Google and see that a 9-hole, par three golf course is probably going to take a year and a half to 2 years. And then you start going, well, what about the terrain? Well, if I got to bust rocks, it's probably going to take me at least 2 years to 2.5 years. Vista Cana's 9-hole golf course took 3 years. Just to give everybody an idea. I'm not expecting them to do it in 2 years. So we're still 2-3 years out. So man, all they are going to do is advertise because, again, they're not showing pictures since December. Notice, no pictures. They got pictures of more landscaping at the front entrance where it's supposed to be at, right? A dude out there holding a sign, the guy out there acting, pretending like he's doing some surveying. And see, people don't realize that stage effects. I'm sitting there looking at this thing, looking at two guys wearing a hard hat, a security type vest, and they have this tripod acting like they're doing some survey. I'm like, see, this is a good thing why people don't understand how you're actually supposed to build something. There ain't nobody out there doing surveying right now. The surveying was already supposed to be done because you have to figure out where you're putting your roads in. I'm just like, what is this? I just get offended. I get offended. It's two dudes out there working that work at the site, and they're like, oh, we're going to just hold this tripod, act like you're doing something, put this survey equipment up here, and then we'll run a video for 45 seconds showing, oh, yeah, they didn't stop us from building. And I'm like, okay, they didn't stop you from doing landscaping is all they didn't stop you from doing because you ain't building nothing. After 2.5 years, nothing other than landscaping duty. Okay, all right, enough. So don't get me started on these clowns. All right, they're still doing more advertising. Exactly, Paul Castillo, Biznessa. I almost bought Rockstar in the DR. I wonder how that build is going. You talking about the Connor Rockstar? If you're talking about the Connor Rockstar, that just got finished. Or I shouldn't say finished. I believe that's where Post-Retirement Travel's brother purchased. I think it was Star, and I think his unit was delivered. Kind of cool. But again, that was 5-6 years of wait time. So, unfortunately, with regard to Larimar, I don't know what to say. Ever since they changed their thing, they're not building the whole thing. They're going to have other developers come, but if you're going to have other developers come, guess what? That means you're going to have to subdivide the land. That means you're going to have to issue titles. That means a lot of things. So that means a lot of things. They're going to have problems. You can't even they can't even subdivide it as far as I know. Maybe over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 months they can subdivide, but if you're going to have another developer, let me explain something. If I'm going to be a developer that builds something at Larimar, I'm going to be like, okay, you have title for this 4 acres or 3 acres, whatever. And if they say, no, I can't give you title, then I ain't building nothing. So I'm like, I don't even know what they're doing out there. Makes no sense to me. 0 sense. It's just BS, really. It's almost like I can't even say anything. Harmful talk is all I can say. If now Larimar will return my money back, I'll request it tomorrow. But you know they'll definitely won't do that. Yeah, they won't. Look at you. You requested your money back months ago. I don't know if you got it. No, I didn't, Paul Castillo. In fact, man, I should show you guys. I showed the emails one time. I sent 3 emails. The third email I sent them going, hey, man, I ain't heard back from, they had me send to 5 different people. I didn't hear back from nobody. Then finally somebody goes, oh, you must have missed my message that I sent you. And that's all he wrote me. I'm just like, is you seriously writing me back, not talking about my money request? Oh, I sent you a message. You must have missed it. So now my next message was, okay, I missed it, but what about my money? Who cares? You didn't send me a message talking about my money. Then after that, I didn't hear from them. None of the 5 people. They were like, la da 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 da, you know. So now when people say, why do I feel a certain way? There's reasons I feel a certain way. There's reasons. Um, Eric, if you're having it, I don't have issues because I haven't asked them for nothing. If you're having issues with getting your money back from them, then don't fight it. Just let them complete it whenever that is. Just my humble opinion. Exactly. Post-retirement travel, my money's locked up. After they didn't respond, after I wasn't able to talk to them in person when I was there last, I just said, okay, this means I'm going to have to waste 2, 3, 5 G's to have an attorney to worry about 20 G's or less. Because again, I never even looked up how much all I know is I put down 10%, paid about 6 months, maybe. It's probably in that range. So it's 20 G's or less. It may be 15 G's, it may be 18 G's. I don't think it's 20. It might be. But anyhow, whatever it is, it's 20 G's or less is what I think in my head. Maybe one of these days I'll look it up. But since they never said we'll send you your money back, I never looked it up. But I do know I put down 10% plus a few 6 months worth of payments. So yeah, it might be around 18 to 20, 22. It could be somewhere in there, 18 to 22, I believe. But since they never said nothing, I was just like, okay, we'll just let them sit back there and build it and see what happens. But I know for a fact, my thing is nothing's going to be built for another 4 or 5 years. I mean, like seriously, I think 2028, 2029 could be a tower, maybe 2. I just don't see how they're going to have 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 towers done. That's all. I don't see how. 4 primes, Horizon is 5. Paradise 1, Breeze Towers 2, that's 7. I don't see how they build 7 towers in 4 years. I just don't see that. I don't see it. The only way you're going to build 7 towers in 4 years is if I had 7 different developers who all have their own crew. That would change things. But remember, they were supposed to be building it themselves. So now I don't know. I don't even think they're builders anymore. Cause I'm like, I really don't think they ever built jack crap. I don't know. I have no idea now. Whatever they did in South America or wherever they did something before, great. I have no clue. Uh-oh. I'm having a little problem here. What's happening? It's my okay. What's happening? Oh man, something happened. Hmm. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I got a problem. Yeah, I got a big problem. What the hell? Somehow, yeah, okay, some cords went out or something. Oh well, my computer's gonna go out, so I'm gonna have to turn this off. This is a big, big, big problem. Yeah, it's danger, danger. Um, so I won't be able to do what I wanted to do. Oops, already gone. Oh well, computer's out. Yes, it was kind of rock star, but yeah, post retirement travel. I gave up that thing like 6, 7, 8 months ago, and again, I just like whatever, whatever. They're chumps as far as I'm concerned. Again, there's certain ways I wouldn't do business how they're doing business, especially when they're building a project. They're just going along advertising like everything's fine, selling new units like everything's fine, lying to people, and they're not telling the owners who already invested in 3, 4, 7 buildings. They're not saying, hey guys, other than it'll be built this year or it'll be built next summer. That's all they're saying. I'm like, okay, well, show me you even have 2 floors built or a foundation built or water coming to us the spot, or show me electrical coming out there. Show me anything. Because there's no way you're building a building in 1 year. So when are you building the building? Come on. This is ridiculous. Anybody that showed up would say, hey, man, you don't even have foundations for any of your buildings. You don't even have footings. You don't have nothing. So how are you going to build 17 floors? Where's the manpower? People would ask questions. Yes, it was Rock. I was too hesitant then. Who knows what the future holds? Well, post-retirement travel will tell you. His brother, I believe, owns its Star. So he can tell you. Post-retirement travel at Business, yes, Rock Star is pretty much completed. They may be just final touches on the last building. My brother, yep, there we go. My brother just closed in his apartment last month. Beautiful swim up unit on the bottom. Nice. Always like swim ups. Here we go. Wow, that's awesome, Victor. I almost got one from Nestor for 104K. Oh, damn. Are you serious right now? 104K for at the Star? That would have been a bargain. That is a bargain. You should have jumped on that. Seriously, you should have jumped on that. I didn't even know they were 104 at the time. Wow. Wow. Are you kidding me right now? Whoa, that same 104K unit is now almost 200K. Yes. Those 104K units don't exist anymore. No, they don't. Wow. Yeah, you got the, oh my God. 104 for a swim up? Wow. And yes, you can rent that for $105 per night. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Okay. Hey man, Eric, what happens if you stop paying? Is Larimar charging you late fee? They probably are. They don't send me any late notices. They don't even send me notices at all. Um, I have no idea. No late notices are coming. But I'm pretty sure they might eventually say, "Hey, we charged you, $10,000 worth of late fees." I'm pretty sure that's what their plan is, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people not paying. That's why they keep advertising like there's no tomorrow. Ouch! I missed out, fam. Yeah, you missed out on that one. 104 for a swim up. That's sweet, no matter where you're at. Our E White, he got a swim up inside Vistacana. He got his at 117, I think. 116, 112. I can't remember. It was in the low ones as well. Great job on those. Those swim ups are always a hot commodity. Those are always hot commodities. Okay, what? I don't remember if it was a swim up even though I love those. Yeah, swim up. Yeah, yeah, but even if it wasn't a swim up, 104 for a one bedroom is the going rate now. Well, not the going rate. It's higher than that now for almost any project that has amenities. They're more than 104. They're like 120, 130, 170. Yeah, 170 now is an average price for a one bedroom. A two bedroom now is in the 200s. I'm saying, yeah, you missed out. You really, really missed out on those. But hey, that was 4 years ago. That was 5 years ago. But that's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. That's why you do real estate investing. And especially, but now we got a hit coming. Maybe. We don't know what's going to actually fold out with the person that drowned or whatever happened to her. We don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully, we gave you a few dividends that you should check out. Hopefully, you'll go check out ssnlifestyle.com or stopstrugglingnow.com. You can always get some of this gear there. And you can also join us on the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum in May. Come join us out there. It's going to be a blast. You don't want to miss the fun. All right, I'm going to check out now, ladies and gentlemen. If you have anything else you want to discuss, please let me know. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. So this is why we want you to make sure you get rid of liabilities. Make sure your credit is best and better than ever. Make sure you have passive income coming in because you're going to need it. You don't know how much things are going to cost next year, but I guarantee you this is going to cost more than it does this year. So you have to make the equal amount of money just to stay level never mind about going forward. So just keep that all in mind when you're doing this, whenever you're thinking about it. All right. So I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support over all these years. You don't know what it has meant to me because, again, remember, I haven't been monetized on this channel for the last like 6 months, something like that. Um, Maybe it's 4 months. I can't really remember. I got a lot of things that's been going on over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months. But it's been a few months, and then they turned me down again, saying I have harmful talk or whatever, something harmful, videos or whatever. I don't know what that means, but nonetheless, once again, thanks guys. Have a great evening. Thank you so much. Seamless Genius. Once again, thank you for being in the house. Greatly appreciate, and everybody else. But make sure you guys stay safe out here. My cousin down in Jacksonville. What's up, man? Love you. Anyhow, this is how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you stay safe out here because a lot of people are under stress, duress, under financial duress, medical, health, everything is under attack. Make sure you take good care of yourself health-wise, financially, and overall mentally, because it's going to take a lot of information that you're going to have to absorb to make sure that you are in the best mindset. And a lot of people aren't going to take that time. So just make sure, no matter what, when you're out here, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.